Hey guys, it's Crash here with Krashing Down Survivor South Pacific. This past Wednesday, episode 10, running the show, was yet again a very good episode. We had a twist, and we had our first post-merge duel. That started off with Ozzy, Keith, and Jim. As expected, Ozzy's going to be a tough force to beat at Redemption Island, so they got him out quick last week, making it to where he has to win every single duel to get back into the game, exactly where the Upalo tribe wants to place their bets. And on the first duel, as we could expect, Ozzy came out victorious in a endurance challenge, and the twist upon this one is only Ozzy got to stay at Redemption Island. That knocked out Keith and Jim out of the game permanently and became the first two members of the jury. They're exactly where they belong out of the game. Both did not have great strategical play. Jim started off the game great, I thought, pre-merge, and then he didn't want to adapt his gameplay post-merge. He decided to go down with the rest of the Savai'i tribe. Keith, he was just a worthless player in the game, and I am more than happy that he's finally out. I have no idea why the Survivor producers picked him for this show. So we move on to get back to camp. As usual, Cochran is the guy of the day. Everyone talking about him, his moves, flipping on his former tribe mates, and it's about a done deal now that Dawn and Whitney are about to be out. The only two left from Savai'i, two girls. Dawn, a very strong competitor, she showed, and Whitney, basically a worthless, another worthless castaway they put on the show. So we get to the next immunity challenge, which came up pretty quick, not a whole lot of talking going on and whatnot, and it's a rice balancing challenge, something we haven't seen before. They have to balance it on their heads and move it over to a bucket. It came down to Dawn, Brandon, and Sophie in this challenge, and Sophie comes out winning her first immunity challenge, and she looked very good. Sophie, a player right now I have pinned to possibly win the show, make it to the final three. I think she's final three lock right now, and I think she can easily win this show. People are getting tired of Coach's leadership. People are getting tired of Cochran, and there's going to be a lot of Savai'i on that jury. Sophie is a dangerous player to go into the final three with. She has some good athleticism. She has some brains. I think she will do it. So she pulls off immunity. There's some talk over at camp about Cochran flipping, joining Dawn and Whitney to vote again, Albert maybe flipping and voting out Edna. It's all real sketchy. Albert's plan is that if he rewards the Savai'i members left and votes the way they want him to, he could win their jury votes. It's good in theory, but if this plan blows up in your face, if it leaks out you're talking with the other people, then you become number one on the chopping block within your own tribe. This is a play you probably wanted to make right after the merge. Right now it doesn't make much sense because then you're just going to upset your own people and you put your own game in risk. If you guys just all stay consistent and vote out the entire tribe of Savai'i, they're probably going to have to pick their poison when they vote from the jury. They may hate you, but it's because they're going to vote for you because they hate you less and they hate the other person. Therefore, it's worth it. Just get rid of them. It's simple and done. Albert playing a little too much right now. He's getting caught up, and the coach is onto it. I can see Albert being voted off very shortly in this game if he isn't careful. So you get to the vote. The Savai'i members throw their two votes at Edna, and that's about it. They put Dawn out of the game. A worthy choice of Upalo. They need to get her out because if she slips in towards the end, final five, she becomes a dangerous player, not only because people like her, but also because she competes at those immunity challenges, and you don't want her slipping in and winning a big one right at the end where you can't get rid of her and it foils your entire plan. We've seen this happen time and time again in Survivor history. So after that, they said there was going to be a twist at the immunity at the tribal council, which means there was another immunity challenge, which it was a Survivor trivia game. We've seen this done much in the past. Get one question wrong, you're eliminated. Players went down pretty quickly in this one. It came down to Whitney and Sophie. This would be an absolute travesty for the Upolu tribe to have Whitney win immunity right here, and they would have no game plan because they have to vote someone out immediately after the challenge. Luckily for them, Sophie again wins immunity 2 times in one episode. That makes her Player of the Week easily right there. Wins it. Whitney voted off, a pretty much no-brainer right there, sending her to Redemption Island. That will set up a 3-way duel once again for next episode that will involve Whitney, Dawn, and Ozzy. One player, I'm assuming, stays, much like the last one. Can't wait to see it. People are going to list Ozzy as a favorite, but he is a physical favorite. Some of these duels, I imagine, eventually are going to be puzzles. They're going to be, things where you have to, like, throw balls and planks and, weird stuff. And it's not always going to be physical. It's going to be mental. It's going to be endurance-based. And Ozzy's as good as anyone, but can he keep winning, 3, 4, 5 duels in a row? I don't know. It's going to be a tough challenge even for Ozzy, and I really hope he doesn't win. I think I've had enough of him for my Survivor lifetime. So right now, there wasn't a whole lot to that episode to where I could really say people did things wrong or right. They're just eliminating the Survivor members, and the Survivor members deserve to be eliminated. They played the game wrong. They came over with equal numbers, but yet they didn't want to try and steal a new Upolu member like Albert or an Edna or someone that you think might jump ship. They sat there and wanted to go to rocks. They let Cochran flip. They did it to themselves. So now looking at the cast, I'm trying to evaluate who do I think can win this game. I've already said Sophie. She's my favorite. We're also got to look at Coach, because right now Coach has played a borderline flawless game up to this point. That also means he has a huge target on his back and he has an immunity idol. Depending on how he plays that idol will be how far he can get into this game. I think he's going to hit a point where they're all going to vote for him, and he's going to have to play that thing, and he's going to have to surprise people because they're going to try and blindside him. So he's got to use good intuition, and he's got to evaluate the situation properly. Another guy is Albert. He's played a strong strategical game, but he's kind of been under the head coach of Coach the whole time. So can he come from under there? Can he make a big move at his end gameplay and take over this game? I'm sure he's going to try, but I don't think he's going to have the votes in his favor to do it. I could see Albert being the next guy voted off the island. Another person to look at on there, you got Cochran, of course. I think he's a top 3 lock right now, but him winning the game is going to be very difficult. He's going to have to find a way to sell himself to the jury that's not going to want to vote for him because a bunch of bitter Survivor members. If he does make it to the top 3, though, in my opinion, Cochran is a very worthy winner of this game. He made the moves when he had to. He shook up the game, and he took himself from being at the bottom of an alliance, putting himself right in the thick of things and giving himself a chance to win $1 million. Couple outcasts, I would say. Brandon, Rick, really don't think these two have any chance at winning Survivor, or Edna for that matter. All of them might be people that you want to take to the end because you know they're not going to get any votes, especially Edna. So that wraps it up for this episode. Not too much to crash on right now because it was an episode that is very predictable. We saw pretty much everything coming, but I'm still thoroughly enjoying the season. South Pacific may be a top 5 Survivor season when it is said and done. Next week, Upolu, they have to vote off one of their own, or Cochran. It should be interesting. I still think Albert might be in some hot water. He really needs to pull off an immunity challenge. Brandon, it might be time to eliminate his antics. Or, personally, I like to keep his antics around if I'm playing because it's going to deflect attention from me and always put it on him. Brandon, I guess I would like to see him go because he's played pretty much an idiotic game so far, but at the same time actually playing it just isn't smart to get rid of him at this point if he's in your alliance. Till next time, Crash out.